Well, hello, folks. It is another Monday, and we are back doing this thing that we're doing now on Monday, which is today. And yeah, so I sort of had some fun with Dirt 2 last couple of weeks, but kind of wanted to start. I found some stuff I kind of want to play, but we're gonna start with we're gonna do Monster Lair first this week, because last week, at the end of last week, I was getting a little stubborn about giving me a good stopping point. Basically, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to accidentally trip a story event while I'm playing offline, so I didn't play offline. That's pretty much the solution there. So we're more or less exactly where we left off. And so let's just get this and this going. And it's that vegetable girl. She's going to the town square. Oh yeah, the daddy pig and the... Maybe I forgot to save. Right, yeah, so we did this. The King of the Leons. We mailed a letter. Okay. Hey boy, I have another favor to ask you. Do you mind? Sure. I want a shell ring. Okay, so yeah, so I may have not saved. But that's fine. We'll just figure out where we were. So yeah, so Owen does very poor damage to water enemies. And we got the Shell Helmet. Just would have said they could have called it the Shellmet, but that might have been a little copyright infringing. Protects against stunning. We'll probably get a few more of those. Oops. Oh, well, that's fine. That was much less to worry about than I thought. Okay, so the water enemies are not strong against fire. This is also good to know. And we got a sapphire ring. Protection against ice. Cool, so we're probably going to start needing that real soon. They both got Ring of Power and Ruby Ring. Ruby Ring, protection against fire. Yeah, so swap that for that. We'll see if anything interesting emerges from the killer potatoes. Oh, that's new. Okay. Missile Carrot. Launched a volley of missiles. Can wear bow shield, can wear ring, launches missile volleys. Well, if the missile volley only hits one target, then that's actually worth it. And, I mean, same equipment, so sure, let's do it. Just getting the job done. Now I would assume a plant is weak against fire. Okay. Sometimes unleashes... Oh, chain attacks. Okay, chain attacks are fine. Oof. That sound's getting a little loud in my ear. Well, let's put in an altar. And I guess feed barrels. Seems like we don't have a lot of... Yeah, just 2 feed barrels. That'll be fine. And that's it for Shovel MP. Hey, do you know any good ways to eat carrots? Carrots? All sorts of different ways to eat them. But for a girl, Okay. I have questions about this statement. I have a lot of questions. You make juice out of one carrot and use it to wash down a spook tart. If you do that, your wisdom will go up by 2 points for every one spook tart you eat. I think they're good for a girl's diet, too. I have more questions. Yeah, okay, now she sells carrots. So, buy a few of those. Okay, so let's see. Carrot juice. MP 2, Wisdom 2. That's not bad. Rust fire slime. If there was another way to bring your speed up, that would be nice. I guess we're gonna go with some more fried crow for that. And I know the game wants me, very clearly wants me to focus her on magic. Just does not seem like a good deal just yet. And we've really got to get her other stats up, because they are way behind. You received a letter from King Leon. You stumbled on something important. Oh yeah, I read this last week too. The leader of the otter is the otter wizard. And you have lots of rooms with water. About a water source. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's just called water source. Source of delicious drinking water. That's probably... They were probably telling me all about that last week and I just did not catch on. Oh, whatever. It happens. Let's get some more straw beds. Still have 2 flower gardens. You know what, buddy? It's time for the 4th floor. You need to place water sources, but no fireplaces. Okay, so yeah, water source was the name of the room. That's what confused me at the end of last week. Pig boar ribs. Well, that was effective. Alright, what do we get? Dry water slime. Did we get the water slime recipe, or was that... Did I nuke the save before we got that? I'll just have to find out. And there's the cold spook. Oof. He hits hard. Okay, please don't run away. Okay, here, water source. We'll just put 3 of them. Well, for now. Cool. And then we have exactly enough shovel magic left over to place a flower garden. There we go. Considering the size of the floor we're dealing with, I'm probably fine to spam magic a little bit. No fire bombs. Now if we can warp to the second floor, it's probably the quickest and easiest way to grab some more spook tarts. I mean, that's at least a strategically sound move. All other things considered. Oh, right, I don't have any more shovel power. Yeah, dry blue slime. Okay, so now he's gonna go get us some magic. That wasn't what I meant to do, but it's probably worth it. Ah, thank you for that water slime. I've acquired a new ice shards spell for you. Not only does this damage the enemy, it chills them. I guess we weren't mad or anything. Really? If someone took food away from me, well, I'd be mad at them for at least 5 or 10 years, maybe more. There we go. Game's getting stubborn with the otter equipment all of a sudden. Well, I did buy some more straw beds. Maybe we can work this out. We were attacked by a rogue carrot. This seems like a bad deal. An otter one bites the dust. Yes, I have been waiting to say that. Let's see, can wear shoes, can wear shoes. Oh, that's pretty good. Oops. And I canceled it anyway, because I'm a rebel. Alright, let's see what we got. You might as well heal. And we're gonna kill it with fire. And a volley of missiles. Can wear shoes, speed up to 14. Alright, there you go. And what did we get? Shell ring. Awesome. Cool. We got a cold robe. Which, I mean, let's just assume. Spook's robe protects against both water and ice. Oh, it's not as good as the cat dress. Interesting. It's the same as the breastplate, though. Curious. It's probably good. I don't know. We probably do need the protection. Alright, it's pretty much the same. That's pretty good. wear shoes, can wear shoes, one more speed. Pretty much the same deal. Oh, right. There's nothing in there because it's new. That just seems like a really bad deal. I was gonna use fire, but since he's already taken his turn, we don't need to. Oh no. Gloop is asleep. And again, I am going to give him credit for at least having the forethought that, hey, maybe, you know, the person with the fire spell should probably be sealed. That's strategically sound when you really break it down. And what else were we gonna do here? Oh yeah. How many altars do I have left? There you go. Well, let's warp back down here, since we've got 3 more. There we go. That was very worth it. Okay. So I've got one right here. Wow, thank you. I really appreciate this. That's no problem. Here, why don't you give this a try? I just made it. You make your own weapons? Oh, I just modified a knife, gave it the power of fire. I call it a flame dirk. You made it just for me? Let's take a look at it. Compared to our otter sword, sometimes adds a flame attack. I mean, that would be that would be effective if it was consistent. Buy some more water cellars, or cellars. Wine cellars is, I think, what they technically are, and get some more altars. If we need potatoes, then might as well just... Okay, water slime pasta. MP strength and const. Or con, depending. There, I think she'll be better, she'll make better use of that. I see you there. Well, this sort of worked out in our favor. Barring one particular detail. Okay. Otter Warrior is asleep. So he just missed his turn, so we attack this guy. Ah, dang. I miscounted. Okay. Well, there we go. And that gets us an Otter Sword. Deals major damage to undead beings. What about alive beings? It's better than physical, so... Of course, she can kill it with fire. So maybe it is worth his while to, pick up a few extra wisdom points. And we got another Otter Sword. Ooh. I forgot. That was more effective than I was thinking. I got pig boar fur. Hooray. And we're going to do this configuration again of 2 straw beds and a water source. Do I want to do that, or do I want to go... I think I want to do this instead. There. So that'll give us a spot right in here to put some more rooms. We can't do that now. And again, walk our way through this floor again, go fight some fire pigs. I think we may have an effective strategy against them. And give me that food. Roast fire pig. And also drunk fire pig. As I checked the ESRB rating, and it is E for everyone, so I'm pretty sure they just replaced the word drunk with the word groggy to keep it from getting bumped up to teen. These 3 straw beds? Yeah, I think they are. Oh, right, yeah, these guys are in straw beds. Boy, don't I feel silly now. Well, I guess I could sell this. Even though I'm not really hurting for money at the moment. I'm gonna go for the fire slime. Might not be the most effective strategy. Dry fire slime, there we go. We don't have a key. And I'm good with the free-range fire pigs. And get some tasty food off them. Okay, don't run away. One thing I probably could do is put some, well, not right now because I don't have any more shovel magic. But I probably could just put some feed barrels near this point right here so that I could, if I just wanted to grab some fire pigs on the way out. That was a pretty hot robe, though. So, let's see. Yeah, pick up some more feed barrels. They got one more straw bed, I'll grab that. Don't really need any more fireplaces at the moment. I'm good on the rest of this. Yeah, that might be for the best. I'm gonna have to bring her HP up as well at some point. I'm assuming that'll be later. But for now, that's a decent place to stop. And then I'll have to make the decision if I'm going to spend a little time boosting their stats between streams. I don't know if it's going to be necessary. They seem to be holding up. It's not like at the early parts of the game where there was, you know, you're in a much greater degree of danger. And so with that out of the way, we're going to be jumping into Revenge of Drancon. And so let's just take a moment here. And this is a very peculiar name for this game. I don't know what they were going for. Press start button, original game. Reprogram. Yeah, so it's Wonder Boy. Why they renamed Wonder Boy, I don't know. But it is Wonder Boy. And I just have a craving to play through this again. So the audio is a little different from the Master System version. I'm not really hearing it in stereo right now because I've only got the one headphone in, but I assume if I pop the other one in here, it's got a more of a stereo feel. Not really. Okay. And so I've been kind of messing around with this over the course of the week. And just when I sort of decided I wanted to play it, I just wanted to make sure. And far as I can, I mean, it's obviously Master System and Game Gear have extremely similar hardware, so it's not exactly going to be a big surprise if this turns out to be very similar. There do seems to be a few little differences. Again, the sound is a big one, and I think just issues with the resolution are a thing as well, and the further you get into this game, the more you want to kind of avoid the skateboard. Case in point. One of the other details about this is the horribly insensitive racial stereotypes are a lighter shade of blue. Not sure if that makes any difference at all. I'm not the person to weigh in. Yeah, in the Game Gear version, this music doesn't loop. That's interesting. And so, one of the things about this game, occasionally, we'll have to get a little farther into it to see it. I do think sometimes enemies are a little bit off the screen. I am not touching that skateboard. Much like in real life, me getting on a skateboard is a bad idea. I was moderately capable of skateboarding at one time. Much preferred rollerblades. And again, if you grab that skateboard, then trying to get that doll is quite a feat. I am going to be trying to go for every doll again. Of course, it's not going to take very long before they start hiding those dolls. Well, I'm sitting here explaining the mechanics. It's probably fine that I explain what's going on. Just know that, like, if you watched my playthrough of Wonder Boy, like, I've kind of been through all this. Yeah, so this is a one-hit kill game. You have a meter at the top. It's called your vitality meter, and it acts as sort of a time limit. You gotta keep eating fruit in order to keep refilling it. The first time I beat that boss as a kid, man, I was so proud. Yeah. So when I first played this, like I played this before playing Super Mario Brothers. This was my introduction to platformers. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a better game or a worse game or whatever. It's definitely a game with slightly more demanding physics. You really need momentum to make a lot of these jumps. And yeah, it can be pretty tight. And that doll has an exclamation mark on it. And I don't know if that's supposed to be like light shining on it or an arm. If it's an arm, why does she only have one? So the eggs with the mushrooms in them, those would have been hatchets if I didn't already have one. And that's what that's about. And I start to get into some of the tougher areas here where, for some of these jumps, if you don't get enough of a running start, you can't make it. But for some of these other jumps, if you get a running start, you're screwed because the platforms don't spawn in with like the best of timing, so you have to kind of watch what you're doing here. I'm also going to have to really make sure that we remember to pick up the dolls, because the game does not remind you in any way if you missed it. Yeah, so the advantage of the skateboard is that you move a bit faster, and you can take one hit without dying. You just lose the skateboard. The downside is you can't stop moving. And in some of these stages, that's guaranteed death. And in other stages, it's guaranteed you won't be able to get the doll. And for our purposes, we're going to avoid picking up the skateboard, except for in specific instances. No comment, no comment. Maybe I'll play Adventure Island one of these days. I'm sure I probably at some point said I was going to. You know, just for comparison. Is this the first stage with a hidden doll? So that guy comes up behind you whenever you walk past one of those flowers. And the bottle of milk is a full vitality refill. Yeah, this is the spot. So, well, I guess I just demonstrated it, but... So basically, here we'll find the next rock, wherever it happens to be. I think if you saw there when I was like throwing the hatchets at the rocks. Okay, this one's gonna jump. And if you get him, you get the love letter. So if you throw a hatchet at a rock and it goes right through it, you run up and kick that rock, and there's usually a doll hidden in there. And every now and then you might notice that I pick up a fruit and then in its place there's like sunglasses or a clock or a purse. So look right here. That hatchet is going right through that rock. Anyway, those like extra sort of gift items, they take you to a bonus stage where you like fly up into the clouds and collect hearts. And there's a system by which you can sort of predict where they're gonna bring you back down. I tend not to risk it just because I might miss a doll. Okay, I think I might have already screwed this up. Alright. So the timing on some of these jumps feels kind of nasty to me. And I think some of that has to do with like just the differences in like resolution and screen dimensions and when the platforms are spawning in and all of that stuff. This doesn't feel quite right. And also I've had a slight issue with just running off the edge of platforms. I'd have to play the original to compare to know if that's like uniquely difficult in this version or if that's just me. That jump with the bat was... Speak of the devil. Just walked right off that edge. Yeah, when I was doing my practice runs of this, which, full disclosure, yeah, I did practice this a little bit in advance, but I generally only got to about the halfway point in those practice runs. It does feel like these jumps are pretty tight. Especially for how quickly you fall off the edge. And yeah, the one with the bat was really getting me. So it turns out the doll wasn't even hidden in this stage. And And so yeah, and I believe that if you kick that egg and keep running, you have just enough time to take out every remaining obstacle in the stage. Otherwise, that last skull might get you. I also found myself having a slightly easier time locating and collecting the letters to spell Sega in this version. You know, it's the clouds that move flicker, and the clouds that don't move don't flicker. That's a quick and easy way to tell if a cloud is going to move after you step on it, is if you see it flickering. Is this the stage with the unavoidable speckled egg? I suppose that's a mechanic I might as well show off at some point. You can also jump that guy, like you just jump and he runs under you. And those frogs, yeah, this is the spot, so... Ooh, this is nasty. So, yeah, it was worth it to bump into that rock in order to not hit the egg with the red dots. Even though I said I was going to show off that mechanic, I didn't really want to. Basically, a little guy that looks like he's dressed like the Grim Reaper sort of follows you around, and your vitality drops really fast. And I haven't seen the doll yet, so we're gonna have to... Oh, there it is. See that? So I guess this is Drancon? And he's getting his revenge by making me replay the previous game beat for beat. Alright, this stage is tough. So those things fall on you if you get too close. But also those bugs come at you from an angle that's hard to deal with. And then if that weren't enough, we also have to deal with a volcano. It throws rocks at you from the background. And that can be tough to do in the console version. This one has even less screen real estate. So sometimes seeing those shots, or seeing those rocks from the background coming at you can be even harder. Also, those bugs are a nightmare if you lose your hatchet. Maybe the doll is just a torso and a head, I don't know. Ooh. Okay, no, I misread the situation. When you throw the hatchet, it kind of throws it in an arc. And so some enemies will just end up being a little bit too low for you to hit. Bit of a hassle. I don't think we've seen the doll yet. It's not in that rock. And that is it. Oh. So, one detail about this that makes the game I don't. But one nice thing I should just say. It's a nice thing about this game is you do get infinite continues. And while you lose, you don't lose a whole lot actually. You lose your points, obviously, and you have to start back at the beginning of the stage you're on. But the game does keep track of all of the dolls that you've collected so far, so that's nice. If you had to do this all in one go, it would be absolutely ridiculous. Well, you might think, well, what kind of game would make you do that? Like, games from the 80s, man. They were mean back then. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you do have to... Oh! I tried to land on the other... I specifically, during practice runs, I would try to land on the other side of that fire, and it just was not happening. We can try again, I suppose. Yeah, there it is. And I think that's another case of, like, the jump being more difficult because of the screen real estate. You have a little less time to react in order to get onto that first platform. And if I'm full of it on that point, someone out there has, you know, done the work to figure it out. Hey, dolls out in the open. We got lizards and scorpions in the desert. And there's, I think, a few spots here where, again, if you just kind of jump and throw hatchets, like, you'll hit lizards that are off-screen. There's no danger, I already got the doll. So... I think... one... I think I want this one? Yeah, okay. Of course, it's honestly hard to say if the stage is more of a hassle in this version, because the stage is kind of a pain in the other version, too. And so that's a rose. That's just letting you know you already got the doll. But yeah, enemies that move up and down really fast. Kind of a trick in this game because it takes so long to build momentum. And once you've built momentum, it takes a while to kind of shift directions. So your ability to outmaneuver friggin' rock. Your ability to outmaneuver things that move fast vertically is quite limited. Now I gotta do all this without a hatchet. And be honest, how many of you saw that guy coming? The boulder didn't come that time. There, got him. You didn't see me got him, but I got him. And that one too. Oh, I guess we're doing this part without a hatchet again. Okay. Now this particular boss stage takes place in the clouds. You might have caught that already from looking at the screen. If you stand still, they drop the rock directly in front of you instead of on top of you. As you can see, when you're in the clouds, Drancon wears his beach outfit for some reason. I think it's supposed to look like he has a big muscular chest with like big pecs. To me, it just kind of looks like he let himself go. Okay, let's see if we can spawn that. Yeah, there you go. I try to spawn manipulate these birds so that we don't end up jumping into them. Same thing with the, I don't know if you saw that lightning bolt drop in, but yeah, if you're running full tilt, those are always timed to hit you. Okay, platform doesn't go back up. This guy throws lightning at you. Or he was about to throw lightning at you. You may have to take my word for it. So we are not likely to beat that high score for the rest of this run, which is probably going to take this week and... I'd say probably 3 weeks to get through all of this. You have a projectile limit of 2 hatchets, so you do have to kind of time your shots a bit. I think it might be easier to get extra lives in this version of the game. Seems to be happening a lot. Okay. Oh, well. You can see them reusing parts of maps. I don't know if that saves on cartridge space or just time. I think this is one of the stages that has a sort of a one-of-a-kind layout to it. I think the one with the hills is one of a kind as well, and there's like maybe 2 desert stages. The water stages and cave stages are all over the game. I think that same boulder got me twice. Yeah, so Drancon is modestly dressed again. Though he's wearing one of his sillier heads. Again, those wasps, just like the toughest enemies. Again, like I said, they move up and down very quickly. Which makes them very effective at, you know, sort of exploiting the way you move. They're also very good at exploiting the projectile limit. Haha! Well, we already found the doll, so we don't have to worry about missing it. Oop. Well, we could just, you know, walk into fire. probably have time for another stage. 5-3. Alright, so when they come from the top, those are stalactites. And they're at the bottom, they're stalagmites. Just the manual just called them icicles. They're harder to see, and well, that one's just not budging. Okay. Or that one. Or that one. Weird. They just stay there. It is. So I think kicking those rocks still costs you vitality, which is not great at the moment. Seem to be a lot of hidden French fries. Ooh. They fall if I jump? It's odd. And be careful kicking that egg, so you don't want to kick it into the pit. Probably should have thought about jumping over that spider instead of running under him. Didn't have a lot of space there. And I guess it worked out. Alright. think that's where we're going to call it for this evening. Just gonna make a nice little right here. There we go, and we'll get that set and ready to go next week. But for now, did I lose the screen? Yeah, no, it's right here. Okay, so good buddy Greg Seward is, of course, going to be streaming some Lunar Silver Star Story Complete again this evening. And so we're going to hop on over there. And I will be back tomorrow night to play some more Etrian Odyssey. I will be back on Wednesday night to play Hatris for ranking of the Game Boy Puzzlers. I'll be back on Thursday with live improvised music, and I'll be back on Saturday night with more music production. I don't know why I said it that way. But until such time, thanks for coming by, thank you for hanging out, thank you for being a ban evader who is very determined to sell me the best viewers, and as always, I do hope to see you next time, so bye for now.